Hello, Seeker. Welcome to Answering the Question. Spoiler alert for the movie The Exorcist Believer. If you want to watch it, turn this video off and come back after you have done so. Last chance to avoid any spoilers. The question is, was there a possibility for both Katherine and Angela to live? There were 4 options. Choose who lives and who dies. Do not choose and they both die, choose both and they both die, and the original choice, take both girls to a psychiatric facility. After Maddox stated that the local diocese forbade Maddox from participating and they recommended taking the girl to a psychiatric facility, the demon would not have been able to put the parents into a zero-sum game if they went with a psychiatric facility. The families, Dr. Beehive, a root work healer, the family's Baptist pastor, Don Revens, and Stewart, a Pentecostal preacher, did not have any experience in exorcisms, and using methods from all different cultures and religions is like using trial and error, but failed in doing one of the first things we have seen in all exorcisms, asking the demon its name. Lamish 2. Here's the summary of the story. In Haiti, the photographer Victor Felding and his pregnant wife, Serene, blessed by a voodoo practitioner, are on their honeymoon until a massive earthquake ensues. Serene is gravely injured. Paramedics tell Victor he must choose to save either his wife or his unborn child. 13 years later, Victor has lost his faith in God since Serene's death, while raising Angela on his own. One day after school, Angela ventures into the woods with her Baptist friend, Katherine, to perform a ritual in an attempt to contact Angela's mother. Victor realizes his daughter is missing and contacts Katherine's parents, Miranda and Tony, as a 3-day manhunt ensues. The girls are later found in a barn. Though traumatized, they seem relatively normal and are taken home, having only suffered burn marks on their feet. The girls begin to display abnormal behavior, such as Katherine staging an outburst at the local church, while Angela tries to suffocate Victor with her mother's scarf before convulsing. Miranda theorizes that the girls traveled to hell and brought a demon back with them, hence the burns to their feet. Victor puts Angela in a hospital where their nurse neighbor, Anne, attempts to attend to her, while Katherine's parents keep her at home. The girls' condition worsens as their bodies become covered with sores and they begin speaking in tongues. Anne becomes convinced that Angela is possessed after the latter reveals her knowledge of Anne's training as a nun and her abortion. She gives Victor a book written by Chris McNeil, who experienced a similar situation with her daughter, Regan, in 1973. Chris has spent her life researching exorcisms in every culture while becoming world-renowned for her studies. However, Regan became distant from her mother due to the memoir's success and has not been seen since. Victor searches for Chris and takes her to the hospital to see Angela before going to Katherine's home. While Victor attends to Miranda and Tony, Chris goes upstairs and begins to perform her own exorcism on Katherine. Katherine stabs Chris multiple times in the eyes with a crucifix, blinding her, before Victor rushes her to the hospital. Victor, Miranda, Tony, and Anne reach out to the church and a priest, Father Maddox, for an exorcism. Chris advises Victor to use methods from all different cultures and religions, and the group seek the help of Dr. Beehive, a root work healer, Don Revens, Katherine's family's Baptist pastor, and Stewart, a Pentecostal preacher. The group planned the exorcism, but the local diocese forbids Maddox from participating. The girls are tied to chairs as the group proceed with the exorcism. The demon reveals that Victor did not choose to keep Angela alive 13 years ago. He chose Serene, but she died from her injuries. The demon tells him that he needs to choose which of the girls gets to live and which one will die, and if a choice is not made, he will kill them both. While Miranda and Victor both refuse to forsake each other's child, Maddox, who has a change of heart, rejoins the group. Maddox reads the Roman ritual only for the demon, Lamish 2. To snap his neck and kill him. As Victor apologizes to Angela and uses Serene's scarf to strengthen her against the demon, Tony yells that he chooses Katherine and Angela flatlines. Suddenly, the demon reveals the one that was chosen will be the one who dies. Katherine screams for her parents as the demon drags her to hell, while Angela starts to breathe. In the aftermath, Anne gives a statement to the police. Victor visits Serene's grave, Miranda and Tony mourn the loss of Katherine, and Angela returns to school. In the hospital, Chris is reunited with Regan, who forgives her mother, and they emotionally embrace. The ending to The Exorcism Believer is satisfying simply because when it comes to evil, the occult, and things supernatural, we as humans don't have the power to battle them. There really should be an equivalent to demons in order to combat them. So just seeing movies where ordinary people who may be priests or preachers or people who are holy or believers being able to combat entities with abilities seems far-fetched. It was done in the first Exorcist movie, and it's been done in other Exorcist movies. If you don't have experience, you don't know what you're doing, you don't have the proper tools, you more than likely will fail, which is why the Archdiocese declined the exorcism and wanted both girls to go into a psychiatric facility. I do believe that if both girls went into a psychiatric facility, in time, the demon could have moved on to other hosts and the girls would have been spared. So that first option that was presented in the movie in the third act, to me, is the only way to successfully save both girls and give them a chance at life. Lamashtu was a female demon who menaced women during childbirth and, if possible, kidnapped their children while they were breastfeeding. She would gnaw on their bones and suck their blood, and was charged with a number of other evil deeds. She was the daughter of the sky god Anu. So the movie alludes to when the two girls go into the woods, they summon the demon Lamashtu, and one demon possesses two people. Based off of a description for Lamashtu, it would make more sense to believe that Lamashtu actually possessed Angela in her mother's womb and was awakened during the ritual in the forest, since Lamashtu is associated with menacing women during childbirth, which would mean that the voodoo practitioner could have actually summoned the demon when they were trying to bless the baby and protect from evil spirits. So with that being said, eventually the possession was going to happen, and that may have been what the earthquake was Lamashtu possessing Angela as a baby, and based off of that, there really wasn't any way to avoid exorcism. Eventually, Lamashtu was going to surface with the child, and at least Victor was going to have to battle for his daughter's life sometime during her lifetime. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share to your social media. See you next time.